Uhlenhout faced all the problems of a new, almost untried design, and the African sun thinned the oil, and the heat made fuel consumption a greater problem than ever. Drivers are not always reliable guides to a car's performance, but Uhlenhout had the advantage of Lang driving one of the cars. Lang was an experienced racing mechanic and was to play an important part in the development of the 3-litre Mercedes. Seaman had been brought along as a frustrated reserve. In spite of the new Maseratis, Alfa Romeos, and the hideous but effective Delahaye's, the Mercedes shot into the lead from the start. The new cars were extremely thirsty, with only 1 or 2 miles for each gallon of special fuel. Lang was the most economical of the fuel and went into the lead when Braukich made an earlier stop. Each W154 carried over 100 gallons, and rapid refueling was essential. Lang suffered badly with the very corrosive special fuel. A washdown from a resourceful mechanic did little to help, as the fuel attacks the skin. But Lang had a 3-minute lead and drove on to lap the field and to win by 5 minutes. The new cars were almost as fast as the old, and Lang averaged over 127 miles an hour to win. Mercedes were first, second, and third. The Italian Empire in North Africa was the exotic setting for the first major Grand Prix of 1939. An Italian state lottery made the Tripoli Grand Prix one of the richest races in the world, the Corsa dei Milioni, the race of millions. For 4 years, German cars had dominated the event. But this year, the Italians moved the goalposts and excluded the 3-litre Mercedes by limiting the engine size to 1.5 litres, the engine size of many Italian racing cars. But astonishingly, in complete secrecy, Mercedes had reduced to Mini Mercedes, the W165. Before Marshal Balbo's flag had fallen, the Mercedes had taken the lead, and they led the field from start to finish. The 28 Italian Alfa Romeos and Maseratis were all left struggling behind. These lovely little Mercedes never raced again, but in their first and only race, they dominated the field. Lang led from the start, and when Caracciola took second place after 5 laps, the race was virtually over. Lang was less than 5 miles an hour slower than in the bigger car in the previous year. It was an astonishing triumph in every way.
The Belgrade Grand Prix, the last race before World War II. The morning of the race, Sunday, September 3rd, 1939. Things grew even more serious with the news Britain had declared war on Germany. The racing driver Lang remembered hearing the news at breakfast.
All of us lost every inclination to the race, but Alfred Neubauer, the Mercedes manager, returned from our embassy with the news we must keep calm and stop.
But shortly after dawn, von Blauschwitz set off for the airport and bought a ticket on a flight to Vienna. On hearing the news, a furious Neubauer immediately went after him, hauled him off the plane and ordered him to compete. Against this backdrop, a series of races took place. 5 cars assembled on a grid, 2 each from Auto Union and Mercedes, and a local entry, Bosko Minikovic, in an old 2.3-litre Bugatti T51. Minikovic did not feature in any of the practices, and appears to have only joined the others on the day. At 4:45 p.m. in the warm late summer sunshine, the race started in front of between 75,000 and 100,000 spectators. Von Blauschwitz got a better start from Lang, with the Auto Unions in 3rd and 4th. Minikovic was woefully slower than the others, and by the end was more than 19 laps